My name is Keontae Rodman, an extremely undersized running back with blazing 4.2 speed, and just last year in high school, I was ranked one of the best players in the country. And it's crazy, every time I mention this to someone, they always think I had some kind of academical issues or off the field behavioral problems, and that wasn't the case at all. At the very end of my senior year, I was involved in a nasty car accident. They didn't think I would bounce back properly, and all of my scholarships disappeared off the table. But I did bounce back 100%. The only school to let me come play on full scholarship was JMU, so I owe it to them to be the best running back in the country and lead us to a national championship. But we secured our first win of the season against Maryland, and I put up some pretty decent numbers. One of my main goals this year is to make sure every single school that gave up on me when I was at my lowest regrets it completely by the end of my freshman season. But I gotta be honest, as much as I want to prove the entire country wrong, I can't let that put a cloud over what's most important, and that's our team's success. But I find it funny how they thought that I was just gonna lose my elite speed. The day I could stand back on my 2 feet, I was right back on that track putting in the work. Now I'm faster than I've ever been. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm very confident in this team offensively. We got weapons everywhere. The offensive line is pretty decent. We got a great quarterback, and we got some pretty decent receivers. I appreciate JMU for taking a chance on me, somebody who was looked at to be damaged goods. I want to do everything I can to lead us to the top and exceed all expectations. Make it 2 consecutive wins to start our season. We knock off UCF at the crib. 3rd and 2, I'm taking a handoff, bouncing it outside, hit him with a little take it inside, walk in touchdown, give me that. Just over 30 seconds left in the first quarter, I get the handoff up the middle, get caught up on one of my offensive linemen, bounce it out, put a move on a few defenders, and I pick up the first down. Up 7 points here early in the second quarter, and I have my meanest run of the day, shedding tacklers, getting swift on a few guys, just going absolutely crazy. But we run the hurry up, and I do a pointless hurdle right into the end zone to completely disrespect this defense. We're at home against FCS East. Everyone expected a blowout, but now it's just getting bad. We go up 27 in the third quarter. The fake jet power, hands down one of my favorite plays in the playbook. I get a lead blocker and I get to use my elite speed to bust it outside on any defense. We meet them boys midfield after securing the first shutout of the season. Shout out to the defense. 23 carries, 193 yards on the ground, 5 total touchdowns. I went berserk. My best game of the season by far. We got 3-0 Louisville this week on the road, our first real test so far this season. Early here in the first quarter, I get the handoff, stiff arming this cornerback. I get that edge, you know it's over. I cut the jet zone for a 65-yard touchdown. 3-point game here late in the third quarter. I get the handoff and there's some beautiful blocks set up in front of me. I make a slight move inside and I break a tackle falling forward to pick up the first down. And when it's all said and done, we secure the win over Lamar Jackson University and I walk out of here player of the game. Nowhere near the stat line I had last week against FCS East, but I do put up another 100-yard plus game. We're 4-0 and Southern Miss is 0-4, but we kick this one out, breaking tackles, making guys miss in open space, and picking up 43 yards on the play. 3rd and inches, my offensive line created a gaping hole, but somehow I still managed to get tossed and flipped into the end zone for a dramatic touchdown. 2nd and 11, I get the handout, bouncing it outside, and I put a move on what seemed like the entire defense, taking this one all the way back to the crib for 76 yards. Talk about making something out of nothing. They had me dead to rights, but they don't know I got more balance through contact than Alvin Kamara. I pick up a very tough first down. It wasn't a blowout, but we roll on to pick up our 5th consecutive win of the season. A statistical beast is what I was. 236 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, straight dog walked them. One of the key elements to my game as an undersized back is making sure no matter how little the space, I gotta put a move on any and everybody. 1st and 10, I got my guard pulling, picking up a very crucial block, and from there I do the rest on my own, leaping into the end zone for an easy walk-in touchdown. Be honest, when it's all said and done, who do you think will have a better highlight tape, me or Tavon Austin? When I get in the open space, my speed is otherworldly. 1st and 10, early in the third quarter, we're up 21-7, and to add salt to the wound, I go untouched up the field for a 95-yard touchdown. As much as I like breaking off the big runs, there's nothing like making 2 to 3 guys miss in one play, even if I only pick up 11 yards. And our unbelievable fairy tale beginning continues as we pick up a win over UAB at home. Just halfway through the season and we're already ranked number 23 in the nation. In the first play of the game here against LA Tech, we pick up 20 yards on the play. Quick 7 to 8 yard pickup turned into something you would see in a movie. I get a complete convoy to lead the way. I outrun them and I walk into the end zone for a wild touchdown. 3rd and 6, I get involved in the passing game, but just as I'm about to get my head knocked off, I put that boy in a spin cycle, picking up the first and some. While we're running the ball on 3rd and 12, I have no idea, but I get hit behind the line of scrimmage and somehow finesse my way into open space, picking up the first down. A very low scoring game, but we do secure the win over Louisiana Tech, and I have another another stellar game. We got 5-2 ECU this week. We kicked this one off putting a move on the DB, getting into open space. I almost took this one back to the crib on the first play. 1st and 10, I completely reversed this run. I break a tackle, got guys running into each other, and we pick up a smooth 18 on the play. 3.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. This D tackle had a free shot on me. I put a move on him. I get the edge and I take off from the 3-yard line, soaring into the end zone for a touchdown. I love when I can get involved in the passing game. We run this screen perfectly. Great blocking up front. We secure another touchdown just in the first half. Now with an 11-point lead, I make a quick catch across the middle, spin my way out of trouble, breaking tackles, picking up 18 yards on the play. And once we get into that red zone, it's a green light. Offensive line has been nothing short of dominant. I ain't even got to do too much. My instincts go to a whole nother level once that ball is in my hand. I spin on this DB, take off upfield, break a tackle, and I pick up a 49-yard touchdown. No one, including myself, knew how effective I could be as a pass catcher out of the backfield, making guys miss, getting somewhat of a block, and increasing our already commanding lead. We secured a blowout win against ECU at the crib, and we roll on to remain undefeated as the number 17 ranked school in the country. Anytime I can pick up 10 plus yards on the first run, it's going to be a good day. We pick up 18. Now, I'm not the strongest guy on the field, nor the biggest, but when I can smell that end zone, I'm getting in there. We strike first here early in the first quarter. This is easily one of my least favorite runs in the playbook. The way my guard shifts extremely late to my side, he gets in my way. I'm trying to get up out of that backfield. I think it's safe to say no school except for Louisville so far this season can compete with our offensive line. We got a couple of All-Americans up there. After last game, coach made sure to get me involved in the passing game this week, and what do you know, I'm wide open for an easy touchdown. And just like that, we secure our second shutout of the season. Not the most elite opponents, but you got to give credit to the defense. And I'm going to have one of the best highlight tapes ever in college football history, bro. The way I put these dudes on skates is insane. Very rarely do we run the option, but here on 1st and goal, I get the pitch, I get around the edge, I get tossed into the air for a crazy diving touchdown. Would you believe it if I told you we're down in the 4th quarter to 3-6 UTEP? Now I got to kick it into a whole nother gear. It's time for me to channel my inner beast. 2nd and 5, I get the handoff. I almost missed this wide open hole, and from there, speed kills. We not going out like that. I went to the sideline and everybody was a little more hyped than usual. Then it came to my attention. I broke the JMU school record for most rushing yards in a single season as a freshman. We make it to overtime, but when it's all said and done, we fall just short to UTEP here on the road, and our win streak is shattered. I had a pretty decent day with 140 on the ground and 2 touchdowns, but we lose our win streak to a team that won't even see a bowl game. We got Marshall this week at home, and I'm not going to lie, if I'm being completely honest, I'm still hurting from that loss last week against UTEP. We're down 7 to Marshall here in the first half. We have to get into the end zone, and I make sure of that freestyle of my own route getting into the end zone. 2 minutes left in the 4th, and we're only up 2 points, a big 3rd and 1 situation. I pick up the first down, but we got to make something happen immediately. 2nd and 9, I get the handoff. I break off a really good run, get tripped up, I get hit hard, fumble the ball, and now Marshall has a chance to go win this game. Eventually, Marshall did go down the field and score, but with a few seconds left, my teammate took the kick return back for a 97-yard touchdown. It really worked out in our favor that Marshall didn't score on the 2-point conversion. If they did, we'd be looking at another overtime game. We got Florida Atlantic this week, and in good news, we did jump 1 spot in the rankings from 22 to 21. Anytime I can get involved in the passing game, I'm extremely excited. We desperately need a first down here on this 3rd down, and of course I come through. Do not let NFL scouts see this play. They'll try to convert me into a slot receiver, going up top, making a catch through contact for the touchdown. 1st and 10, I take the handoff. I'm about to get sandwiched between 2 defenders, but I put a move on them, and if I didn't get tripped up, I probably would have took this one to the crib. Nobody can tell me otherwise. I am the most elite player when it comes to being in open space in the country. I turn an 8-yard play into a complete highlight reel. I once heard a saying, speed kills, and they ain't lying. When you put a guy with track speed and pads like myself, you're destined for greatness. 2nd and 9, this play was pretty much blown up from the beginning, but a great block from my right guard, and I'll do the rest. Once I get loose, you cannot tame me. 21 carries, 216 on the ground, 54 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. I would say that that's a top-notch performance. Conference championship game against UTSA, and we strike first with this 1-yard run. Haven't ran this in a while, but like I said earlier, one of my favorite plays in the playbook. Once I get in open space, I get that edge, it's completely over. Coach is pulling all the tricks out of the bag this week. We very rarely run the option, but when we do, we reap the benefits to the fullest. It didn't take much effort, but we do secure the win over UTSA, and I'm front and center with Coach as we accept our trophy and reign kings over Conference USA. This season has been nothing short of spectacular, and this marks the start of developing a winning culture here at JMU. A surprise to few, but not many. Your boy K-Rod wins the Heisman Trophy as a freshman at James Madison University? We got the New Orleans Bowls against Troy, and we're down 6 points in the second quarter. You know I got something to say about that. Let me get into that end zone. To see our team really come together and fire on all cylinders so early in my college career is really setting us up for a great future. We could potentially have 3 more seasons of dominance just like this, if not better. And before I even stepped a foot on campus, I made a promise not only to myself but this university that I would remain here for my entire 4-year career. Second and when we're down to Troy here in overtime, we desperately need to get into the end zone and secure the 2-point conversion to get the win. I take care of that first part. And what do you know? We take care of business and get the win over Troy to add on to what's already a historically great season. I know for a fact this won't be the last time we watch this confetti fall. I got 3 more years here at JMU to dominate and elevate as a player and a team.